When we started off, we had a manager in Liverpool called Alan Williams, who was a small bloke, a little sort of high voice, little Welsh accent. Yeah, all right, lads. He was a great bloke, a real good motivator. He was very good for us at the time, you know. And he eventually got us an audition that was held at one of his clubs called the Blue Angel. And it was for Larry Parnes, who had a big stable, so-called, of rock stars down in London. And so this was like a big opening, you know, to get this audition. So we showed up there. Half the groups in Liverpool showed up there. I think all the groups in Liverpool showed up that day. And there were photos being taken as a record, you know, this is us at the audition, this is something for Larry to take a look at or whatever. And we always, unfortunately, had to ask Stuart to sort of turn a little bit away from the camera. We'll say to him, look, don't go, because as he couldn't play that well, we might be in A and he might be in A flat. And we thought someone would spot this, because we always looked, see where people were on the guitars, see where they... So we'd ask him to sort of turn away a bit. And so there are a few photos with Stuart, you know, moodily with his back to the camera, you know. That was the reason there. We eventually got the audition. I think Larry picked up quite a few Liverpool groups at that audition. And our only disappointment was, though, all the people in his stable were like Marty Wilde. They all had kind of very furious names. Billy Fury, somebody Tempest, Storm, Hurricane. They were all tempestuous names, you know.
There's Ron Wycherley, 17, known to his fans as Billy Fury, guaranteed £1,000 in his first year. Roy Taylor, 18, alias Vince Eager, £5,000 by his fifth year.
And of course we thought, well, this would be great, you know. Well, we ended up with this bloke called Johnny Gentle. Some slight disappointment in the name department there.
John Askew, or Johnny Gentle, 22, from Merseyside. And Duffy Power, real name Raymond Howard, 17. All eager, power, gentle fury in the lucrative business, as someone said, of putting teenage growing pains to music. Do you rechristen all your boys?
Oh, yes, I think this is terribly important. Otherwise, they would go on the stage with peculiar names that wouldn't be part of their makeup.
They didn't really like the name, the Beatles, so they wanted to come up with something more imaginative. So they came up with Long John Silver and the Beatles, and we thought, nah. So it ended up Long John and the Silver Beatles. We became the Silver Beatles for a while, for this tour of Scotland. So we thought, well, you know, if the name is, the group's being changed, and he's Long John, I mean, people, we all decided to change our names anyway, and people thought, well, they did, but John didn't. John was cool, he didn't. Well, let me tell you, he was Long John for the period of that tour. He's quite happy to be Long John too. So I thought, well, if he's changing it, you know, maybe we all should, you know. So we all kind of fancied it, our first foray into professional entertainment. That's what you do, isn't it? You change your name. So I became Paul Ramon for some reason. I thought it was a